Atooi Talks, episode 9. What? The weekly show, number 9. The weekly show where Jools and Perry talk about making games together and playing games together. I'm one of your hosts, Jools, and my dear friend over there is Perry Thallerton. Hello, Perry Thallerton.
Aloha. It's very springy outside. Oh,
I'm guessing
it's snowing.
Is it really? Seriously?
Yeah,
Good
it's
Lord.
transitioning from rain to snow right now.
It's just not right.
It's not good. It doesn't feel good. And I had the windows open yesterday, and the breeze was coming through. It was amazing. And now I'm suffering from allergies, so you might kind of hear that coming through. And now it's raining and snowing. And
Should have opened this before. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Sorry to hear that. It's just not right.
It's okay.
It's beautiful here right now, by the way, but I won't rub it in.
I'll take it over. Yeah, it's raining and snowing right now. That's nice. And
Would I be correct in thinking that your aloha is a reference to Atooi?
It is.
And its roots.
That's exactly.
Yeah. Nice. Well played.
It'd be fun for some people to think that I'm actually in Hawaii. It'd be fun,
It is fun. Oh, there's a little puppy dog right here. Hey, buddy. How are you? Good to see you.
You might be recording from a different place pretty soon, right?
I know. Next week. So my wife got me a very fancy gift to go to Mexico next week for my birthday. I've never been there. I nearly
You've never
went
been to
there.
Mexico?
Never been. Many times I've nearly gone there. So we are heading down there on Sunday, coming back on Thursday. Something like that. I may have the dates wrong, but something like that. And So I might be recording this from there next week, which would be amazing.
My friend Estuardo, which you know Estuardo.
Yeah.
He sent me this video of this guy, a YouTuber, I think, of going down to Mexico and visiting. I think he documents food stuff or something. But he went to Estuardo's town and he showed this fish tacos stand.
Yeah.
And they showed him making it. And I am determined to go there. Specifically, one, to see Estuardo, but then to eat those fish tacos. They look amazing. Did you just make a mess over there?
I just spilled my drink all over myself. It was like, I guess it must have been fuller than usual, than expected, I should say.
Yep. Oh, yeah. We've all done it. It's okay.
Thinking of food trucks, it was a food truck, you said, right? Fish.
No, it was like it was like a play. It might have. No, it was like a place.
Restaurant.
It was a small little joint.
Fusing the two, cuisine in Hawaii. There's a really cool food truck in Hawaii. I believe it's on the North Shore. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. A shrimp truck. They do shrimp with rice, and they'll like flavor the shrimp, with garlic or whatever. Like, there's quite a menu of different choices.
Oh yeah,
but they're quite famous. Incredibly popular. I mean, you wait minutes upon minutes for your order. I mean, you place the order and you're just hanging around in the sun waiting for them to deliver. So by the time you get it, you're like, yes. But it's like dripped in garlic, and it's just it is insane.
Garlic is
incredible.
My favorite.
And it's so popular. It started off as one food truck like years ago, the first time we went over to Hawaii. And the last time we went back, which is fairly recently, back in, I want to say 2018, there were like 2 or 3. They'd kind of like not even associated. There's copycats, and all great, all good quality. But, they do it caught on. It was a tourist thing,
Next time you go there, one of the islands is just going to be
a shrimp truck. But dude, it's so good. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, good times.
And the pineapple in Hawaii, is unlike anything. That's another. I mean, people aren't joking. I remember my friend went to Hawaii and brought a pineapple back, and I tasted it, and it was unbelievably delicious.
The cool thing about mailing stuff from Hawaii as well, it's just the regular rate. They just had to. The government just had to. I guess take the hit or whatever, but mailing something from there is the same as mailing something from here. It's just even though they're like thousands of miles away, in the middle of the ocean, it's pretty
awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome.
It's amazing.
Hawaii's amazing.
Hawaii's awesome.
It is. It's incredible. Love it. So episode 9, exciting. Next week, double digits. Maybe I'll be in Mexico. Oh, well, I will be in Mexico, and I hope maybe I'll record it there.
Specifically in celebration for it.
Exactly. That's why I'm going there. So, yeah, I actually haven't been on Actually, 2018 was probably the last trip I had. Yeah,
was that?
Was
it 2018 you were there? I remember.
I believe so.
When you were there in Hawaii.
Yeah, pretty sure it was. I don't think we did anything in 2019, and then
seems earlier.
2020 happened, and no one did anything. So cray. All right, updates on our video games. Higgone,
Yes.
Higgity Hatch Tales.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Pretty boring, but awesome. I'm making progress on upraising artwork. Right now I'm kind of doing the power-ups and stuff like that. Yeah, just a process of here's the original, upraising it, making it look pretty, moving on to the next. So it's just a
And you haven't talked about Max's power-ups.
No, we haven't yet.
Because does he have power-ups? Ooh, it's a question. Because he's a whole different player.
He is a different
person. So he's going to have to... He has a gun.
What happens when he gets a power-up? Does he get a power-up? I don't know. Guess we'll have to see.
That's the questions people are wondering.
And maybe we'll answer them in the future.
Maybe we won't.
But Hashtag is going great. It's just fun. I'll sit back oftentimes, just look at I try to appreciate what we've done and how far it's come. Looking at the screenshots, obviously playing the game, and yeah, man, it's great. I'm so excited to finally get it out there, and I know other people are as well. And it's gonna be amazing, dude. I'm so happy the way it's come together. It's good times. But that's pretty much it for me. Just work on the artwork. How about you with Hashtag?
Yeah, it's been the same. I've been doing more music. I'm working on Dusty Towers. I'm doing I'm perusing through and just changing stuff that I want to change. And I decided to go from scratch with Dusty. And I'm really happy with the results.
Yeah.
It's very fun. And
you're
lucky.
I'm lucky?
Yeah.
Why am I lucky?
Then I'm doing it.
Oh, yeah. We're blessed that Perry is doing the music.
I'm just
kidding. It's a cool journey that the music's gone through, right? Because you kind of did a bunch of them more verbatim. Like this is an HD version of the original, more or less.
Yeah.
And then some of them, you're kind of going back to, I don't know, you're just finding inspiration for, you know what, I'm going to redo this tune in a different way. And sometimes they're completely different than the original, and sometimes they're just twists on the original. Like the Cloud one we played a few weeks ago. That's a new take on the original, a redo that you did, but it's with a twist as well. So that's super fun. Whereas the new one is basically completely new.
This one's this one is and there's lots of there's all an in between. There's brand new ones. There's stuff that's it's a hybrid. There's more verbatim ones that fit well with the Kirkopian theme.
Yeah, playing the game with that music is amazing.
Yeah, so that's fun. And so I'm not going to do that to every single one. I'm just kind of going through. It's like, you know what? This one's been bugging me for a while, and I've liked it, but it's like just as we're getting into new areas and new themes and stuff. Like this one was recorded as Chicken Wiggle Workshop, and so it's like it doesn't fit the Hatch Tales narrative.
Well, that's the thing. You've as we all do, hopefully, if we're trying and open to it, you've improved your repertoire of music creation. If that's the correct term, whatever. You've got better, like we all do, hopefully, at what we do. And so now you're kind of like, you know what? I can do a better job of that, and you're kind of like, you're making it even more in the spirit of the game, which is amazing. And it's amazing. Music is so powerful when it comes to games. It completely sets the tone. It's just, it's great, man. It's sounding awesome.
So, So I've been doing that. And then also our secret, incredibly fun, incredibly exciting
online party game.
No, I'm talking about my project.
Oh, look out! Sorry, got ahead of the game.
So
there.
I just moved for what I've been doing specifically.
Our other secret game
with my secret programmer. I've actually been playing right now. Look at this! I'm playing it right here.
Look at you, Pikachu!
And it's really what's really fun is I have the Xbox Series X controller, the D-pad, playing with a D-pad. I've already said too much. You can play the game with a D-pad.
Oh man.
No, that's been really fun. I'm so excited to unveil that to people. So I've been doing that along with Codename RBR, secret. What is it? Secret online casual party.
Secret casual online party game. Casual online party game is what it is. It's casual online party game.
Skopka.
Yep. Yeah.
That's fun.
And with that game, we're just continuing, putting the languages in. They're all pretty much in now, which is great. There's only been a couple of weeks before couple of weeks to get it in there from the moment we decided to do that. Basically, like, hey, let's put all the languages in.
Yeah.
So write down all of the English in a nice format, so you can send it to the localization company, and then they send it off to individuals in each language to then do their thing and bring it back, and you put it all back together again, and we get
so
it.
Cool.
And put little notes in there because it's so tricky because didn't get too many questions, but some of the questions are, just what is the context of this? Is this a verb? What is this? Like, what is this word? Like, in what context is this word used? Which in English, for the most part, doesn't really matter. But in French and so on, it can really be, a completely different word based on the context in which it's used, which is really fascinating. Right. It's like wild.
And in some instances, like to go a step further, even they had to change like just depending on what the gameplay situation is, it actually had to be changed. And completely. It's like pretty amazing what they did.
Is. Yeah, they actually went above really the job of translating to being more just really thinking and designing in a way to be like, well, this is what we're doing in English. So that's the basic concept. That will be different in your language because of the nature of what it is. Have fun. And they did.
And that's the thing. It's like you think that, okay, I translate it to this thing. Bam, bam, boom. There you go. But it's like you always forget something. I always forget too with like American Sign Language is that American Sign Language for deaf people, they don't speak. It's not exactly one for one with English with American. I mean, they can understand. They spell out, but it's a different language. ASL is different. It's just kind of so you take that with this game, with going in, you can't just it has to be localized. Localized isn't just straight translation.
That's what we're doing is literally localizing. We're not just translating exactly, which is the goal, So the hope is that if you're in France playing the game, hopefully you feel like this was made in France. That's the goal, right? Like,
and you
just
can
when
tell
we play Mario, you don't play it thinking, oh, this was made in Japan. Yeah, we know that. Everyone knows that. But you don't play it thinking that. You're playing thinking it's in my language. It's local to me.
And you can tell, like, and then, when you play, you see a Japanese game and we laugh at the translation sometimes, right? I can't think of any specific instance, but it's like this broken English doesn't make any sense. It's funny. So we want to avoid that. Also, we want to avoid potentially offensive things like we were talking about, because so that's up
we
to
have a couple of cheeky words in the English one, nothing too bad, but just cheeky ones. And hopefully they chose appropriately aged ones in their language and didn't go
it's
too
like our
colorful.
German release is rated M.
Exactly. Oof. But that's fun. No, we're still wrapping up the languages. Hopefully today or tomorrow we'll have a new build with all of the languages in, it's quite painful adding all of that over the weekend. Just to give you an idea of what some of the things involved with it are, is we have a bunch of places where we have, a sentence over here and a sentence over there in English. And that sentence on the right also has an A button in there or whatever, like in mid-sentence, which is a graphic placed separately from the font that says the text. Great.
Yeah.
Change the language. Oh my gosh. Number one problem is now suddenly this language is like this long. So you have to change the size of the font and even the spacing between the letters to squeeze them back in. And they want the A button on the front of the sentence rather than the middle of it. Like, okay, I need to move that over. And it's like for 5 languages,
Yeah.
Plus, 6 with English.
And that's only 5,
Yeah, that's only 5. Some games do a lot more. So and that was just one situation. So because we're using Unity, oftentimes you have to duplicate that text object in the game, label it with the correct language, set it up, and then hide it. And then in code, it's unhidden and the English is hidden in an instant when it's needed to display the language that the player has selected. So, and that times, 200 lines of of translation. Sometimes they go in really easy. Sometimes they're a pain like that. So it takes some time, but it's worth it, man. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And what we've done is literally translated everything. So hopefully it feels like it's totally in your country, in your language when you're playing it, which is going to be amazing.
Something that I love when I found out is that Mutant Mudds has a Japanese translation on the original release, right? And it was,
on the 3DS, I guess. Yeah, 3DS.
And you didn't have that in the Switch, did you? Did you when you released it? Is it in Japan? Is it even released in Japan?
I don't believe so. No.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. I always thought that it'd be cool that if you ever to do like a re-release of that game, to do it have the Japanese version. I think it'd be fun to play Mutant Mudds with Japanese, like with the
True.
kanji and stuff.
I
in
love
there.
playing
That'd be
games
fun
with Japanese and stuff in them. It's so cool.
because you don't need to know it. It just looks cool.
Yeah,
And it's like
it's
you
not a
see that
game.
logo with the kanji in front of it. I think you
Yeah,
have that in your Mutant Mudds book that John
yeah.
showed off. That was just like, what is
Oh, I mean,
this?
they
That's so
redid
cool.
the logo completely. I mean,
And
doesn't
it's
even
named something differently too.
like
Yeah.
Mudds Attacks or something
Yeah.
fun like
That's
that.
great.
Yeah,
Mudds Attacks is actually a great name, isn't
it
it?
is.
Like
It is.
Mars
It's super.
Attacks, Mudds
Yeah,
Attacks. That's great.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
the B movie kind of style. It's fun.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. But yeah,
Um,
that's cool. That's
yeah,
fun.
man. So anyway, we're wrapping that up. So that's cool. Yay. And skibbity bib. So I think we're all
Wrap it
staying pretty
up.
busy, and everything's come together nicely. So like I say, yeah, we're hoping to wrap it up the next few days. We get a new build, and then we'll just be playing and testing and trying to break it so we can fix it, and then we'll be done.
There you go.
I guess one of the secret ones that we haven't even necessarily mentioned before, that one of two things that we're doing this year that we haven't announced, one of those just got approved by someone. So then we're waiting on the next one, which should
Don't
be
give
this
me
week.
too much information.
I know, right? Information dump, overload. So that's fun. So there'll be a couple of releases that will be happening this year as well, outside of everything else we've talked about. Cheeky biscuits. That frosts my cookie.
That doesn't frost my cookie.
Skibby booty. So everything's going great. So this is going to be unlike the last couple of years with Atooi, this year is going to be pretty full of releases,
and next year.
is exciting. And next year.
Seriously.
So putting our thinking caps on and making stuff happen. Very exciting. So skibbity bibbity.
I think it's questions time.
I think it is questions time.
And I have a question for you, Jules.
All right.
This comes from RIP AST.
Someone who gave us a question before in the past.
Yep. Jules, what was the work environment like before Acclaim bought Iguana? And what challenges did you face when moving from 2D to 3D? Is there a game from the 16-bit era that you're proud of and another that you think could have been made better?
I think they snuck 5 questions into one question, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what happened right there. So let's unpack that, shall we?
Yeah.
So the first one, the environment before Acclaim brought Iguana. So Iguana was the company I joined back in 93, I think. And was an independent studio for the longest time, did NBA Jam and
tons of stuff.
Aero the Acrobat, Zero, NFL Quarterback Club, Pirates of Dark Water, Side Pocket, a bunch of really cool games. And then one of the games, I think Quarterback Club moved over to Acclaim at some point, and then Acclaim may have also bought the rights, or somehow got the rights to NBA Jam, even though they're from Midway originally, and whatever. So I'm not sure exactly when the transition happened, but Acclaim ended up buying Iguana, and Iguana became Acclaim Studios Austin in, I have no idea what year it was. Late 90s, I guess. I have no idea. And it didn't change a ton. I mean, the studio actually stayed pretty fun and awesome for a while. Just had more money, and more projects to do. So it was actually pretty good. It's a little bit more corporate for sure, but it actually didn't change a ton. Eventually, obviously, that studio did close, and Acclaim as a whole did close. And that probably wouldn't have happened if Acclaim hadn't bought Iguana. And that was definitely the cause of that, the whole extra workload of being a corporation and so on. But anyway, so there you go. So there's that. Challenges faced from 2D to 3D. I would say everything. Because literally...
because that was quite the thing, wasn't it? Because I remember, thinking at the time, everyone was thinking 2D is gone. 2D is...
Well, 2D was gone.
Everything is 3D, and you weren't, though, right?
On the
you knew at the time.
On the N64 and the PlayStation 1, there's basically no 2D games. Yeah. Well, that's not totally true, but they were very scarce.
There's outliers, but...
Yeah. But everyone was gunning for 3D. Like, this is just the future. This is it. Like
Yep.
2D is a thing of the past. What are you referring to? I'm not sure what 2D you're referring to as far as I knew it wasn't. What do you mean?
Oh, I just have talked to you before, like, because right now it seems silly to think that. And I
Right.
was wondering, as someone who was in the industry at the time, did you think that as well?
Well, unfortunately, it did seem that way because the publishers were in charge. There were no independent developers. You couldn't self-publish your games. So it was a
Right.
completely different landscape than it is now. So you had to go to a publisher to ask for their permission and money to make something. And they always look, to what's going to make money and what's modern and cool and
But I'm
stuff. And
not
that
thinking
meant
about like
3D.
project. I'm saying like gameplay, game design. Did you? Because I
But
remember as a kid thinking like, I don't want to play. I mean, in a way, I don't want to play old 2D. I'm excited
mhm.
for 3D. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Especially when games like Mario 64 came out and you're like, what
Yeah.
is going on?
Yeah.
Wow. What an execution they did of that game. Incredible. But yeah, I guess going back to the original question, the transition from 2D to 3D was really tough. Mostly everyone had a really hard time of it because suddenly your problems were multiplied, not just addition, but multiplied. Because now you can move in any direction, literally, whereas before it was 2D. Obviously now it's 3D. Like literally, those problems were bigger because of that, and just whole new problems that you'd never had to worry about before in 2D. The camera being a huge problem. Oh my gosh, you play the early 3D games, the cameras are terrible. Even Mario 64's isn't great,
No.
honestly. They were wrestling with it as well. They did a fantastic job, and the trick to their implementation was design with the camera, design the level
Yes.
layout with the camera in mind. They're one and one. They're one and the same. So, and then some games didn't know that, and they tried to design some, all-encompassing camera that could handle with any situation. And some games did an okay job of that, but oof.
Yeah.
Anyway, 3D is a nightmare. I mean, especially the transition going from one to the next was tough. Just collision boxes, sense of depth. How do you know where that is? Suddenly, with 2D, you can actually judge distance. I'm there.
Yeah.
That's where I'm trying to get to. Boom, let's go. 3D, because it's not stereoscopic 3D, it's flat 2D. Suddenly, your sense of depth is completely destroyed. You're looking at a 3D world, trying to land on something, and you have no idea how far away that is. And the only way you learn is just from memory. Just try
Yep.
it, fail, try it, succeed. Oh, okay. And that's it. It's just memory is all you're doing. And then the little cues as far as, okay, your drop shadow should be directly below you. So that helps you give you a point when you're jumping, where it's
Yeah.
traveling, and where's the enemy and flying enemies and so on. So cues like that. But that's the beautiful thing about 3D, like on the stereoscopic 3D on the 3DS. And VR and stuff like that, you're truly judging depth for real, and it's like, oh, it's glorious. But anyway, no, but it was really, really tough in every way imaginable. It would be the easy way to
Right.
answer that. Huh?
I said, right. Yeah. I can
Yeah,
imagine it's tough.
yeah, it was, and yeah, some companies just didn't survive that transition because it was really, really tough. Um, it's fun looking back at those games, the early 3D games, and you can tell the baby steps into that world, trying to figure it out. And it's really a testament to Mario 64 and how darn good that game is, being Nintendo's essentially first 3D game, as far as I can tell.
Kind of,
Um,
right? I mean, like, that's what I was like Pilot, like you play Pilot Wings on the Super NES. I mean,
oh, true.
that
Yeah.
game is
It's not
like
really a platform game,
3D.
though,
No, it's not. But
Yeah.
it's like, is it simulating 3D or is it actually 3D? And that's
I think
like
it
a
might be actually
really,
3D. Yeah.
isn't that weird? And
Well,
like
a
Star
pseudo
Fox,
mixture of the two. Yeah,
Star
I mean, what
Fox,
I mean by 3D is the platform. Yeah, I mean, obviously there were
I
3D games
right.
before that, flying games.
Well,
Yeah,
I've always thought the same thing, but then
yeah,
you're like, man, they did some incredible stuff, and you get like even
yes.
some
The
3D
special
stuff on
effects
the
chip.
Game Boy.
Yeah,
Like there's some
totally, dude.
crazy stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, there was some amazing stuff on the Super Nintendo. Yeah,
yeah,
was it Super Effects chip, something like that.
yeah.
But I mean, all of the things they did with the Mario 64 right was amazing. With the drop shadow, the player's shadow being directly below them, and it being a volumetric shadow, which is basically essentially if you imagine a cylinder that is black but then made semi-transparent. When you and if there's a step here and you're jumping from here to here in 3D,
Uh-huh.
that cylinder travels along the floor, but then it eats into the step that you're going through and then kind of travels up it. So it's kind of like eating through it. It's a weird kind of effect, but it's essentially a cylinder, volumetric cylinder. So it's not really a sprite that's snapping from here to here, because what does it happen at the midway point? Where does it go? What does it happen when you go across that step? So the volumetric cylinder kind of eats through the two. It's really interesting. And anyway, they did that, and it's so clever. And the camera was clever. They had free roaming camera that worked really well. Then they had, I guess, scripted camera, if you will, for certain elements. Like when you're going around the mountain, it's spiraling around. It's kind of fixed in a way. And some levels that are more 2D when you're kind of going up. So they pioneered some amazing stuff. And the player package feels so good when you're just moving Mario around. Like, there are games today that don't feel that good, let alone this. What year was this? I don't even know. 96?
96?
Was it? Yeah.
I think so.
96,
97.
Incredible. Anyway, so that was really tough. All right, the next question was, is there a game from the 16-bit era that I'm proud of? I was only an artist back then, so I'm proud of the artwork, not so much of the game, perhaps. But I'm proud of the artworks that we worked on. I mean, Zero was a really good project.
Yeah, that game looks amazing.
To work on. That was fun. That was my first lead artist position. But it's frustrating looking back on a lot of those games as a designer now, and how I would have handled them differently. Not necessarily then, I didn't know anything then, but how I'd handle them now, looking back on them and stuff. But yeah.
And there's a cool video of you that we found narrating a playthrough of Zero from a few years ago. I don't know how long ago. Was it
you're
somewhere.
Like I was playing or someone else was playing? Or?
Someone else was playing and you were just kind of talking about the game.
Right.
It's pretty cool. I can't remember, but you could probably look it up on YouTube.
Yeah.
It was at an event somewhere, I think.
Right. I was probably calling in or something. Is that one? I think it was a speedrun thing.
Maybe you were calling in. Yeah, it's a speedrun thing. Yeah, something like that. Right. Yeah. Maybe you were calling in. Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah. It's a wacky game. Zero the Kamikaze Squirrel. Super Nintendo Genesis with Sunsoft was the publisher. Really fun. It was a super fun. We made it in about 9 months, which is pretty insane in today's standards.
That's crazy.
Pretty fast. Great project. Super fun.
How big was that team, do you think? Like how?
So Neil was the lead designer and project manager. I was the lead artist, and then I had 2 artists working with me. I'm trying to think if we had any more designers or if he did all of design. I can't think of any. I mean, there may have been another designer, but I can't think who they would have been. And then there was really one programmer per platform. So there's one on Genesis, one on Super Nintendo. So pretty small, like 6-ish people. Yeah, really? Pretty tiny. Yeah. Bless you. Music and sound effects were farmed out to an outside company to kind of do.
Interesting. Okay. Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, very strange.
That's a super small team for back then.
Yeah, super small. Yeah, wacky project, but fun game.
You and your wacky old projects.
And another you think could have been made better. Well, really all of them, honestly, could have been made better. And I would say that for every game I worked on. Could be made better. That's always the case.
You got to stop.
There's very few that I would be like, no, I'm good with that. I mean, I feel pretty good about Dementium and Mudds. Could they be better? Absolutely. Of course they could. But I feel like we did a pretty good job with the time we had to make something. So that's pretty cool. But pretty much all the games from the 16-bit era I think could be better. Especially with
it'd be funny if you're like, no,
experience.
None of my games could have been better.
They're all perfect.
They're perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely, and that's the thing, because like you have companies like Capcom and Konami in the 16-bit era were inhumanly good. Just their pixel art, their audio, their music sound effects, their programming, their gameplay. It was a perfect blend of arcade and home kind of experience. It wasn't like super crunchy, ridiculously hard like most arcade games were. I mean, some of them were for sure,
right?
But some of them were softened a little bit for the home audience. There's a transition area, but you think Demon's Crest, Contra 3, even the Aladdin games. I guess did Sony do one of them? There was, Disney. Sorry, Disney did one and Capcom did one. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. The Super Nintendo one was Capcom and the Genesis one was Disney who made it. I think it was Disney, whatever. God, all of those games are such an inspiration to us. while
Yeah.
we were trying to make our games. And really, honestly, objectively, we were failing big time at achieving their greatness. We were trying real hard, or very authentically, to try and learn from them and execute on what they did. But we weren't even close. When you look back at it now, they were just masters of their work. And it's really a period of time that I don't think most people today can really. They don't look at it that way. They look at it as like their old crunchy games. But when you look at it, and it's like, man, Mickey Mouse Magical Quest on Super Nintendo. Wow. I mean, yeah, it has problems. It's not a perfect game by any stretch of the imagination. They probably made it in 6 months with like 10 people or something crazy.
Yeah.
But man, the artwork, the music, the contextuality of the game that is so weird. It's such a weird game, but so beautiful that time. And to the point where they have these bizarre mechanics where you jumping along these beautiful clouds that kind of float away when you jump on them, and you kind of they reform and jump on them again. These weird tomato, apple, fruit things that you grab from the tree. You grab them, and then I think you let go of them and have to jump on them again, and they kind of rise up and you ride them up, and really inventive, bizarre mechanics that were completely required for the player to master to get through the game. And then you could change different costumes, and suddenly now you have a grappling hook, and it's like, okay, stunning, absolutely stunning. And you compare that to like Arrow and Zero, for example, the stuff we were making. It's a different league, man. They were just killing it.
Right.
Incredible. What are those people doing now? What are they? I mean, how are they harnessing their incredible talent today? I'd love to know. I have no idea. Amazing stuff. Like that.
Maybe they're all just
execution of creativity in today's market would be nothing short of incredible. It was inspiring, man. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Noodles. So there's that. There's those questions answered.
I need to play through Magical Quest. The Magical Quest starring Mickey Mouse.
And there's a ton of them. There's a weird one on the GBA. There's one where I think it's this one on the GBA where they threw Minnie in there as well. It's the exact same game, but now you can play of either one.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. There's another one called it's on the Super Nintendo. It's not like on the Genesis they had Mickey Mouse and the Castle of Illusion. I think on the Super Nintendo it's like World of Illusion or something like that. Same beautiful, crunchy Capcom style artwork, but it's a different game. There's a few of them. They're quite obscurely strange. There's a bunch of series of those games. Some with Donald Duck, some with Mickey Mouse, some with Minnie, some with all three of them. Goofy as well. It's cool. They're worth seeking out. But if you can check out one on the Super Nintendo, it would be Mickey Mouse Magical Quest. Whew.
Yes.
What a game. And on the Genesis, Castle of Illusion.
How can we play that?
It's special.
You figure out how to...
It's a great question. I mean, beyond emulation, I don't know how you play it legitimately these days. Well, I have the cartridge. I mean, I guess you could get the cartridge off eBay, but
there you go.
Throw it in your
very cool
Super Nintendo. But yeah, good stuff. Oh, anecdote. The music for Magical Quest heavily inspired the music for the original Chicken Wiggle theme music.
There you go. Yeah, I was just thinking that like there's the vines and stuff in there too. It reminded me a lot of Chicken Wiggle too.
Exactly, that too. The periwinkle hint to the sky color.
Yeah,
and, the green vines and the white clouds.
Yeah, the background. Dude, you're right. Yeah. It's so like Chicken Wiggle. That's amazing.
Very much
and the
inspired.
apples.
Yeah, exactly. No, completely inspired by that in many ways. Yeah, totally, dude. And I think I did a photo ages ago of the games that inspired Chicken Wiggle, and I'm pretty sure I had Magical Quest in there.
Yep,
I'm pretty sure I did.
That
yeah, because it's definitely
story.
Yep, New Zealand story. Yep.
Weird game.
So weird.
That's
I love
a weird
it, but it's
game.
so weird.
Yeah.
The DS one is pretty good. The
it's
DS
weird. That's the one I've played. It's so like weird. It looks so good.
It looks so good.
And the gameplay is just bizarre.
It is. And that's an arcade game, believe it or not.
Really?
So I love that's its roots, was arcade. I'm like, how does this make any sense for an arcade game?
Artwork, yeah.
Love it.
Weird.
Yeah, the DS one though is probably the best looking version of that game because they shaded the characters with more depth than the arcade.
Yeah.
And
and you have like the rare, like I was talking about this before. You have like a rare version of that DS game or something.
I do. I got got the European import before it came into the States, and then it came out of the States, so I got that, and then I have the Japanese one.
Yeah,
I have the Japanese one too, which is
mm-hmm.
really different artwork on the front, really gorgeous. Yeah, definitely got a soft spot for that game.
You should,
It's
that'd be kind of
quirky.
fun to show some of the rare stuff your
Yeah, I should get out my boxes. I have
fun.
tons. Yeah, no,
That'd be
you're
fun,
right. I
because
should.
it's a video podcast, so
That's true. There's a visual
something I'm not
element
used to, you know.
Not just looking at dudes just flapping the whole time. True.
Yeah.
I should pull some stuff out. Yeah, I actually went through a phase of getting some really nice. Some of the games I loved, getting the Japanese import version on Super Nintendo, GBA, whatever. So I have quite a few of those. Yeah, super fun. Times, good times.
All right, well, it's time to talk about what we've been playing.
What games have you been playing? What have you been playing, Perry?
I've been playing tons of games. I'm not going to talk about all of them. I will mention I've been playing a couple of Two Tribes games, Rive and Toki Tori 2 Plus.
Very nice. Both on the Nintendo Switch.
On the Switch, yeah, they're on sale right now, $2 a piece.
Bargain.
And I had them on other platforms. I think I had on Wii U, but anyway, wonderful games. Definitely, I mean, a steal at $2.
Good guys.
But this last week I was like, I haven't played a shmup for a long time.
Yeah.
And so I was looking at some, and I got R-Type Dimensions. That was on sale. I downloaded the demo for that, and then this is what I was going to tell you about. Is this really cool thing? It's like, hey, because I downloaded the demo, I never use wishlist on the on the eShop. You can wishlist stuff. I've just never done that before. A lot of people do, but because I downloaded the demo, it says, hey, this game's on sale right now. Because it's like, I knew that it was going to go on sale. So I didn't want to pay the whole $15 because it's like, I knew like in a day it's going to go on sale. And it did. And it's half off. So it was like, boosh. Got it.
Had you wishlisted it then, or did the demo tell you that?
No, the demo, I got an email from Nintendo. An email saying, hey, you download the demo, buy the game. It's on sale.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, I will. So it was very effective. Yeah, it was great. So I got that. And then another game that I just randomly, I think I typed in shmup or shoot 'em up or something. And I found this really cool looking game called, I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Habroxia 2. It's a shoot 'em up, but really nice pixel style. And it's like this game, and it was half off for $4.99. And I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Bargain.
And dude, awesome game. I love it to death. I beat it. I couldn't. I mean,
wow.
Yeah, I beat it, and it's a really fun game where you have the played R-Type Dimensions. Really awesome, fun game. Classic. Old but great. This game, I don't know when it came out, when Habroxia 2 came out, but it's like I played through. I skipped the tutorial. Because I was like, I don't need a tutorial for a shoot 'em up. I know how to play these. Right. I didn't know how to play it actually, but because I played through this, like, man, this is pretty hard. And then like I looked it up. I was like, what are people like? I was just like, what do people think of this game? Like, because I've never heard of it, and I thought it's pretty awesome. It's like, it's weird. I've never heard of this game.
Right.
And I looked it up, and I was like, it's a pretty. And I saw someone post it. It's a great twin stick shooter. I was like, it's a twin stick shooter. Wait, I didn't even know there was a second stick when I did it because I skipped over the tutorial, and I was just hitting the Y button to shoot forward.
Amazing.
Like, oh, that makes this boss a lot easier.
Yeah,
because I can shoot him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
oh my gosh.
it's silly of me, but and hilarious. The thing is I actually play it mostly with the Y button going forward, and then I use the second stick for when I need it. And it played really great. It has a very fun, you collect a currency in the game, and then you can upgrade your ship every time. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like that roguelite gameplay loop where, okay, I didn't beat the level, but I got currency to upgrade my ship, and now I'm going to go through it again, and it's a great feeling. I mean, a wonderful feeling.
Yeah.
And so beat it, and I just started New Game Plus, which is the best feeling. Nice. I love that. It's like, hey, you want to start the game again with all the upgrades you have already on a bigger difficulty? And I go, thank you very much, and I started that. So that's fun. So
nice, dude.
Really a lot of fun. So that's really
awesome,
fun.
Man.
Shout out to Habroxia 2. That's a great game.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, I'm not sure, that may have been a Sony release originally on PS4 and Vita, maybe, because I know they're very Vita Vita enthusiasts over there at Lilymo Games.
Okay.
So, and I know, like, yeah. So I don't know if it came out simultaneously on Switch and that at the same time. It may have done, actually. I don't know. But I know originally there were definitely like Sony releases. Yeah, man. The pixel art in that game is nice.
I don't know if the first game. I assume it. Yeah, it's really nice.
Solid,
I don't know if
yeah.
Habroxia 1 is out. I have no idea.
I might give it a shot though. Too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah. Yeah. Cool, man. Anything else going on? How you doing?
Yeah, just play. I downloaded a new Super Mario Bros. U, one of my favorite platformers of all time.
Oh wow!
I downloaded it because it was on sale for Mario Day, and I've been playing through that.
There's a lot of games on sale right now, or maybe they're not anymore, but they were.
Yeah,
there's
I downloaded a Mario Kart as well. I should.
Wow.
The new Mario Kart tracks, they're awesome. They're great, super fun.
Yeah,
playing
Nintendo, Capcom, and Square Enix all have big sales on right now. Well, they did at least anyway a few days ago. Like some massive sales. I love it. It's like wow. Was it like Mario plus Rabbids like crazy cheap, like 80% off or something?
$10, yeah.
It's like,
dude, I told you, I got the gold edition of that game that had all the DLC, the whole thing for $14.99 at one point.
That's insane.
And it's such a good game. Must have been a mistake. Yeah, so good. And that's it feels like it.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, wow. When does that new one come out?
I don't know. I think it's. I know. I just saw it's on track for this year.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So, and this week, we're both looking forward to Kirby coming out.
Yes, dude.
That comes out this week.
Yes.
That looks pretty amazing. Wait. Looks like a really.
I haven't been that excited for a Kirby game since.
Yeah, forever.
Ever.
Yeah. Looks like a really fun, casual platform action game.
Yeah.
Looks really fun.
Yeah, man. I'm
looking forward to that. I think I've been flirting with the idea of diving back into Pokemon Shield.
You're just a madman.
Yeah. Anyway, so there you go. I think that might do it for this week, I think. What do you think, Perry? What are you doing over there? What are you looking down at?
Well, my secret... I got lots of things going on over. My baby's crying. I'm trying to. So I was just seeing if everything's okay.
Right. Fair enough. Oh my gosh, all kinds of stuff happening behind the scenes.
Cool, yep.
Man. Well, good to see you as always, my friend. And next week I might be seeing you from the sunny shores of Mexico.
Mexico.
Super fun. All right. Take it easy, man. Bye, guys.
You too, man. See ya.